Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also Instagram, Threads, and every other social media that exists out there somewhere.
Threads.
You can subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Pat Gray. Make sure to hit the bell to get notified when content gets published. And subscribe, rate, and leave a podcast review on iTunes, if you would, or Spotify. Pat Gray Unleashed on podcast. Spotify and iTunes, and Blaze TV, of course. BlazeTV.com/Pat. The promo code is PAT to get 10% off. So you can save big. And then you have access to things like our overtime show that we do every single day right after the show. That posts at 11 in the morning Central every single day. You'll get everybody else's overtime offerings as well. And I think just about everybody, every host does them, right? And then the Glenn Beck specials and stuff. I mean, it's a great deal. So that's blazetv.com/Pat, promo code PAT. It is, if you can believe it, the 22nd commemoration of 9/11 today. 22 years since 9/11-2001. Amazing, isn't it? 22 years since this happened.
Take two. Take two and 2, 1. This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
Jeez.
Keep going, let's go!
Yep.
I'm just tired. I'm tired. I don't have a radio or nothing, so.
Hey.
The North Tower.
The North Tower. Oh my God, there it goes!
And there goes the other one. Jeez. Still hurts, doesn't it?
Yes.
Brings you back to that Tuesday morning 22 years ago when, at first, we didn't know exactly what was happening. The first reports, I'll never forget this. The first reports were that a small private plane may have run into the tower. And so we were assuming, okay, did a pilot have a heart attack or what happened there? And then the second plane hit the other tower, and suddenly everything changed.
Yeah, if you'll recall, I believe it was Labor Day weekend or maybe the weekend before that, some guy in a parachute or something got tangled up in the Statue of Liberty. And so we were kind of thinking...
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. So you're thinking, all right, maybe it's something similar to that, but...
You believe you and I were together then, and we're still together today.
And we haven't aged a bit.
Not a bit. The exact same, actually. Exact same.
Boy, what a day.
But what a day, and what a very different America that was compared to this. You know, we all thought that we'd changed forever. And really, it turned out we did, just not in the way we thought we were going to. But we all unified, if you remember correctly, how unified we were as a nation. Everybody was together. Everybody felt the same way. We were all horrified, angry. We were willing to go find who did this and make them pay for it. And so, for a while, we had some unity. Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives. It didn't matter. If you were an American, we loved each other. And that went away after about, what would you say, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was
a month?
I think it was 13 days, actually. Yeah, when Tom Daschle said, "Why aren't we attacking someone, George Bush? Let's go." And for the years following that, I'm talking like the Bush years, even into the Obama years, I think that the thought in this nation, as tragic as it is to even have this thought, was, man, it's going to take another 9/11 for us to come back together. Hell, I don't even think that something like that would bring us together at all.
I don't think that would do it.
And that says everything.
Yeah. It's a different world now. Yeah. Completely different world. I mean, as worldly as we thought we were then, we were still innocent compared to what we are today. I mean, you can't even you in 2001 you couldn't have imagined the things that we see transpire every day, all day now. It's really, again, it's a different world.
You also have people that are voting that were born after 9/11.
Yeah,
right.
They don't know a world pre 9/11.
Yeah, amazing. That's really something. Also, we have the first American president not to commemorate 9/11 from one of the sites, one of the 4 tragic sites. Instead, he'll be in Anchorage, Alaska, because the first thing that comes to mind, as we were talking about before the show, off air, was, man, nothing says 9/11 like Anchorage, Alaska, right?
Boy.
It's incredible. This guy continues his America Last policy, and he slaps us in the face every chance he gets. And here's another one. And he just doesn't care. He doesn't care what you think about it. What was it they said? Something like one of his spokespeople, I don't think it was KJP, but one of his spokespeople said, well, 22 years after Pearl Harbor, American presidents were still going to Pearl Harbor.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe that?
Oh, my gosh.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
The lack of concern, the lack of empathy, the lack of patriotism, the care for the 9/11 victims' families. I mean, we're just going to blow that off now? Yeah, it's been 22 years. Forget about it. I mean, when you see that footage, it is as painful today as it was 22 years ago. It hurts just as badly today as it did then.
And Pat, 2 new victims were just identified.
Oh, you're
2
kidding.
decades after the attack.
Wow, really?
They just identified 2 new 9/11 victims.
Wow.
So we're still finding stuff.
Who are considered missing?
Yes.
Presumed dead. Right. Yeah. Wow. But the guy in the footage was ABC 7 news reporter N.J. Burkett. And he fortunately made it through that. I mean, he was right at the base of the towers when the first one came down. Jeez, frightening. Just amazing. And you don't even, I mean, I've been watching the news since I got here at 1:30 this morning and haven't seen a single bit of footage from 9/11. I don't know if they've sworn it off, if they've been banned from showing it.
Oh, wow.
But I've seen nothing even on Fox News to commemorate, except the fact, I think they did mention Biden won't be there. He won't be at any of the 4 sites. He instead will be in Anchorage, Alaska. So
And just to be clear here, I mean, they're mentioning 9/11. They're just not showing the footage
right
from the day.
Yes.
Yeah, because remember, MSNBC used to run
that
it.
may be verboten now. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think MSNBC has stopped airing it. Remember, they just used to run it as if it were live.
Yeah, right. Every year, right? They were one of the best commemorators of 9/11. But it'll be interesting to see if they even mention it today. 22 years already. Just amazing. Also, as we look back at the horror and the legacy of 9/11, and think about and remember the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil ever. And we have this president who doesn't care and is in Anchorage, Alaska. It might be, just as well because he botched some other commemoration, right? He's not capable of doing anything that you're proud of or that's respectful to the nation. So he continues to, I don't know if this is a campaign stop. I don't know what he's doing in Anchorage today, but
I think it's the closest city in America he could get back to from his Asia trip.
Is that all it was?
I bet. I mean, that's what
No,
I'm
you might
assuming.
be right. You might be right. So at least he could say, well, I was in America on 9/11. What do you mean? I wasn't in Vietnam
Right.
on 9/11.
I wonder if originally they were going to try to get him to Hawaii, and then they thought,
Yeah,
oh, wait, you
probably.
know what? Maybe we don't
Yeah,
go to Hawaii.
right. People aren't too happy with us in Hawaii. Let's go to Alaska. How about that?
Wow, yeah.
Jeez.
So he chose a red state
Yeah.
over
Right.
Hawaii.
Over
apparently.
Hawaii.
Okay.
Man. So the momentum seems to be building for somebody to replace him
Sure
or
does.
run against him now. But I guess we can stop speculating about Gavin Newsom.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was asked that question over the weekend by Chuck Todd.
Filing deadlines haven't passed. President Biden doesn't run. Why shouldn't we consider you a likely
Well, I
candidate?
think the vice president is naturally the one lined up, and the filing deadlines are quickly coming to pass. And I think we need to move past this notion that he's not going to run. President Biden is going to run, and looking forward to getting him reelected. I think there's been so much wallowing in the last few months and hand-wringing in this respect, but we're gearing up for the campaign. We're looking forward to it.
But you hear these calls privately. What do you tell these donors who are wallowing in this?
Time to move on. Let's go.
And am I supposed to interpret that comment about the vice president that if for some reason the president chose not to run at this point,
Well, that's the natural.
everybody rallies around her?
It's the Biden-Harris administration. Maybe I'm
And
a
you
little
respect that.
old-fashioned.
Yeah, you respect
Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned about presidents and
You're
vice presidents. I was a
old-fashioned.
lieutenant
Yeah,
governor,
that's what it
so I'm
is.
a little subjective.
Okay. Yeah, old-fashioned Gavin Newsom. Those good old-fashioned American values.
That's right.
So that's great. Well, with that definitive statement, should Biden drop out and he start the wheels churning again that he is going to run, won't that be interesting? Because you got that complete denial that, I'm not doing it. And even if he were to drop out, that's for Kamala Harris. Huh. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that holds up when push comes to shove, if it does. But still, I still think Biden's going to hang on and try to run for re-election. We'll see. But Friday night, news broke in the Washington Times. Jeez, I hope this is inaccurate.
It's got to be. Please, no.
That Michelle Obama was quite possibly going to announce
Yeah.
this November that she's going to be running against Biden in 2024.
Yeah, this is a little...
Would she primary him?
I don't know.
I
This
don't
is
think so.
a little clickbaity from the Washington Times, but, I mean, they were quoting the biographer, so I don't know, man. Please, no.
No, that would be a catastrophe.
Oh, yes.
She's so popular. She shouldn't be, but she is. We've discussed this before, that I think she wins. If she runs, she wins. She's got like 70 or 75% approval.
Yeah, people aren't blaming the state of the country on Obama.
No, they're not.
They're not seeing this as a
They're
continuation
barely
of Obama.
blaming Biden.
Right. Yeah.
They, some people have gone with his Putin price hike BS. And
Price hike.
and by the way, gas prices are the highest they've been in 9 months. Congratulations. So at least they're not the highest in 2 years. Since he took over, it's been much higher than it is right now. But the highest it's been in 9 months. And if asked about it, I'm sure they'd say the prices are down. Well, yeah, down from your record highs. That's true enough. But who knows? Would you want to replace Joe Biden on the ballot?
No, it's just too much
if you're a
goodness
Democrat?
there. Too much goodness.
Here's what he looked like when he arrived in India over the weekend.
Big trip this weekend. Okay, let's see. Look at that,
He was all over the place. Oh, there he.
That's a good look right there. I don't think he closed his mouth the entire time he was in Asia.
Wow, does he look bad there?
He is something else.
Woof.
So yeah,
Yep.
it's a good look, right? Aren't you proud?
Yep. And then at the G20, here he is walking up to the prime minister
of India? Yeah, Modi.
Yeah, Modi.
Let's see this.
Prime Minister Modi.
So I don't know who he saluted there. I have no idea who he was saluting, but it wasn't a U.S. service member. I'll tell you that. And then he comes up here and see, look at that. Now wait for it. Wait for it. Where's our jog? Where's our faux jog? Come on.
Was that it?
I guess. I don't know. I was hoping for more.
Roll that back about 15 seconds or so, because I think he does.
So much vigor,
somewhat
though, right?
attempted. Yeah. But
let's see the vigor. Okay.
All right. Here he goes. Just to prove he's not an old man.
All right.
Here it comes. Be ready for it. Oh. And there it is.
Oh.
There it is. Either that or he just stumbled. I'm not sure which.
No, that's a fair point.
Yeah. He might have just stumbled.
Some were saying that he stumbled.
Okay. All right. Well,
would that have been something had he fallen flat on his face? Again, that would have been
right
amazing.
in front of the Prime
Minister. Prime Minister Modi. That'd be great. Here he was walking with Prime Minister Modi. They were paying tribute to Gandhi.
This is painful, y'all.
And boy, Joe looked good.
Kill. All right, we don't need all the audio. Just watch his mouth.
Oh, I love the audio.
Just watch his mouth. It doesn't close. It literally does not close. Close your freaking mouth, old man. Oh. But you're right, the music's something else. But the mouth. Please. Oh, I think it closed for like a nanosecond. No, now it's
Do
back
we know
open.
who the guy with the eye patch is? Behind him? The guy walking behind him?
Oh, I didn't see the eye patch guy.
Chris pointed out the eye patch
I was
guy.
just watching the mouth.
Not sure who he is, but...
It looks like a group of villains.
Yeah.
They don't.
That was a motley-looking crew. It really was.
The thing about that eye patch guy. Oh, yeah. Wait, I think that's probably the head guy in Germany. Remember? Who was they probably tried to knock him off a few weeks ago, and he lost an eye. I mean, he got hurt jogging or something. Yeah, because the German guy has lost an eye in the last few weeks.
The German guy has lost an eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like that?
No, I like that.
Yeah, I rhyme even when I'm not even trying. But there is a story about how Biden talked about getting arrested when he was trying to see Gandhi or something.
What?
And it has been proven, obviously, to be a lie.
False, like always.
Like everything he says.
Because he's a lying sack. Yeah. He doesn't know how to tell. He wouldn't know the truth if it slapped him in his stupid face. How does he get away with this all the time?
He sucks so bad.
So he was arrested, or nearly. First of all, I think he said he was arrested in South Africa.
Trying to get to Mandela, right?
Yes. And now he's claiming the same thing again?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I'm trying to find a story
see if you
here.
can find that, because that's outrageous.
Yeah, he is. He's a piece of work.
Especially in this day and age, where all you have to do is go to Google to look something up. Every American has access to fact-checking you. And he doesn't care. He just keeps doing it anyway.
So Biden... So let's see here. Okay, so the Republican... Okay, so here we go. This is from the Republican Party. Okay, and they said in a release, they said that Biden once claimed that he had the great honor of being arrested trying to see Gandhi in South Africa. I thought it was.
What?
I thought it was arrested trying to see Mandela in South Africa. Well, anyway,
how many times has this guy been arrested in South Africa?
Completely fabricated story. And apparently, the year that was supposed to happen, he was 6. So I can't with this guy. Would you just leave the world stage forever?
I didn't realize he'd gone to South Africa when he was 6. Were you aware of that?
Wow.
And I didn't realize that South Africans arrested 6-year-old boys. Huh? That's really weird. I think that's excessive. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, South Africa, calm down. Okay. Calm down.
Stop arresting
our soon-to-be, well, not soon, but eventually to be our president.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So, no, Gandhi was Biden was 6 years old when Gandhi died.
Oh.
So it would have had to have been that.
So he would have had to been.
It's worse than that. I mean, it's
6 when
this
Gandhi
man
died.
Sucks in every way imaginable, in ways that we haven't imagined yet.
Oh,
he just sucks. Oh,
that seems harsh. Keith. Isn't that harsh, Chris? Yeah, that's
Just a little
harsh.
bit.
That's
Just
my hot
slow
take
down.
for the day.
It's a hot
Joe
one.
Biden
It's a little
sucks.
too hot for this early on a Monday.
It feels like a rerun, too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it does. So then was he showing us just how on top of things he is?
Oh, gosh, yes.
With all the world leaders?
So this was like the next clip we're about to have here is kind of like this was kind of the tremor, the pre-shock before the massive earthquake.
Okay.
So he's still in India here. Vietnam is where it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
But here he is just doing us proud at the G20 in India.
Okay.
Okay.
And I particularly want to thank Prime Minister Modi and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, and President von der Leyen and the European Commissions. And since he's not speaking today,
listen to this.
I wanted to. Well, maybe he is speaking today.
Oh wait.
I had a note he wasn't speaking. At any rate, I'm going to stop there.
What the hell? Yeah, good idea. You should have stopped before you started. Wow, that was amazing.
You know,
how many things did he screw up in that short clip?
The pronunciation. He's not going to speak. Oh, he is going to speak. Oh, I have a note here.
He's not here.
There.
He is here.
You know, if you're going to steal an election, Democrats, at least put someone in office that doesn't suck this hard.
Play that again. That's astounding to me. That's good stuff.
And I particularly want to thank Prime Minister Modi and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. Mohammed bin Salman and President von der Leyen and the European Commissions. And since he's not speaking today, I wanted to. Well, maybe he is speaking today.
No, he is speaking.
I had a note he wasn't speaking. At any rate, I'm going to stop there.
Okay, yeah, because I've screwed up literally everything I've tried to say. So let me just stop there before I make it even worse.
Yeah.
Wait, I already did. Mm-hmm. But now I'm going to stop. But I should have stopped before I said I was going to stop.
Yeah, you sure should have, old man. I swear.
This is he embarrasses us every time on the world stage. Every time he goes abroad, he embarrasses the hell out of us.
Absolutely. And
every single
time. And like I said, Vietnam was such a disaster, this trip for him. But if you want to stay chronological, before we leave India, John Kirby, who's traveling with the old man, you listen carefully to his answer to this question about our gas prices and how is the old man asking Saudi Arabia? Remember what was America when Biden got into office? Energy independent. Mm-hmm. And now we go hat in hand and we go to these dictators and we go to OPEC and please open up more oil, send us more barrels. Remember, he just last week signed that order that shut down any kind of drilling up in Alaska.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He stopped all of the remaining oil leases in Alaska, in the Anwar region. So, yeah, he's making it much worse. Much worse. So let's see this.
Yeah, we got a solution.
I had a chance to ask part of the president's traveling party if he was going to ask MBS or anybody else for help bringing gas prices down at home.
Well, he'll have opportunities throughout the discussions here at the G20 to talk about a spate of economic developments around the world. He's focused on making sure that the prices continue to come down for the American consumer. That's why he has taken steps to shore up global supply, even if that means coming into the strategic reserve.
Oh, no!
Oh, again.
Oh, no!
Again.
That's our answer.
There's almost nothing left in the strategic oil reserve. And do you know, it's not something like you fill it up like you do your gas tank. Oh, you know what? Okay, it's depleted. Go ahead and fill it back up all the way to the top. It takes years to do that, if not decades. Mm-hmm. That's not something you just do at the drop of a hat so that we have preparedness for our military in case of some emergency. That's what the reserve is for, by the way. So he keeps dipping into it.
Yeah, and don't forget when the price of oil was at $18 a barrel in April of 2020. Remember?
Wow.
International supply. The demand was way down because of the pandemic. No one going anywhere. And Donald Trump wanted to fill up the strategic reserve, and the Democrats in Congress said, "No,
nope,
we don't need to fill it up when it's this cheap. Let's wait until it's ridiculously high." I swear, this country.
Jeez. So, as if that wasn't bad enough, he went to Vietnam and made things worse.
Oh, yes, it did.
I mean, talk about being at the top of his game.
Yeah.
He starts out his speech in Vietnam this way.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, don't do it.
It is evening, isn't it? It is evening.
What?
This around the world in 5 days is interesting. Well, there's that, one of my staff members said, remember the famous song, Good Morning Vietnam? Well, good evening Vietnam. And good morning back in America.
Did he just say it was a song?
Yes, he did.
That song.
One of my staffers
Are you
told me
serious?
there's
No.
a song, Good
Dude,
Morning Vietnam.
you don't know the stinking movie with Robin Williams?
Yes.
No, I want you to say the song.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah, and then he breaks out into a song, like Broadway, right?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
That is
painful. It's painful. Jeez.
Is it morning or evening?
And what was he mumbling at the very beginning?
He said, Good evening, Vietnam. It is evening, right? It's around the world in 5 days. It's something else. Hey, my staffer said there's a song, Good Morning Vietnam. So good evening and then good morning to America and stuff.
Wow.
I hate him.
Wow. Shoo.
I freaking hate him. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's...
Is it harsh? Is it too harsh?
It's too harsh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because there's no room for hate in me. But I can't speak for you, Keith.
Yeah, see,
but there's no room for hatred in me.
That's just it. I didn't realize that there was room for hatred in my heart until I experienced this presidency.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, a new room has opened up inside my heart.
Well, if you're maybe you did some spring cleaning inside, and you decided there was too much love, so you moved some of it out.
Oh, I did.
And that allowed the room for the hate to seep in.
Swept the love out, and in comes the hate.
For me, though, I just dislike him.
Okay.
With all the intensity of 10 trillion white-hot burning suns.
Right.
But that's all.
But you're a better person than me.
Right. Well, obviously.
So then
that's pretty clear.
Answers that.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. He also wants to see Xi Jinping of China.
Yeah.
And when will you meet Mr. Xi?
Well, I hope I get to see Mr. Xi sooner than later. I spent more time than any other world leader has, sum total, over the last 12 years.
You gotta be kidding me.
So I hope we get to see him again soon.
No.
He wants to add on to all that time he spent with him.
The only thing lacking was the actual 17,000-mile thing. Yeah. And the story about Ange on the train tracks.
Of course, he did talk about, you couldn't put every clip from this disastrous trip into the show today.
No, it's too much of a disaster.
There'd be no show. He's talking about trains across Africa. He's talking about, I don't want to contain China. China's awesome, and we love China.
We're not trying to hurt China. China's a good, close, personal friend of ours.
But you put that clip in there about wanting to see Xi. You know what that says? That says that I'm not in power. I'm not in control. China's dictating when we get to talk to them or not. So I don't know if I get to see him or not this trip.
Well, he was disappointed Xi, his good, close, personal traveling buddy.
Yeah.
His traveling buddy wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he was really disappointed by that. So then he started to ramble about...
This is a long clip. We're going to have to
global
wait on
warming.
Yeah.
John Wayne movies.
Yeah.
Calls on the press. We'll get into this after the break, but it's worth it. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.
That's what it is. It's worth it.
This might have been his worst weekend in, I don't know, quite a while.
It's been a while.
They're all pretty bad, but this one was just catastrophic. And the good thing is, it happened on the world stage again, so everybody got a glimpse at what a stupid decision we made in November of 2020.
Yep. Sure made bad mistake in Michigan and Wisconsin and Georgia and Arizona, Pennsylvania, Nevada. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, sure
did we, as Chris just asked in my ear, did we make that mistake?
81 million mistakes.
All right. Much more where this came from coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
for being here. Start the week with us. September 11th. 22 years down the road from September 11th, 2001. Just incredible, isn't it? 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We were just talking about the strategic oil reserve and how much it's been depleted by this administration. On January 1st, 2021, we had 638 million barrels of oil in the reserve. Today, 350,340,000. So, about cut it in half.
Yeah.
That's great. Isn't that great?
Boy, we are.
It's working well.
Just suicidal as a nation.
Got some tweets here. Banana Bonanza tweets, I teach college students and it baffles me to think that some of my adult students were born after 9/11 happened. A day that changed our lives. Super Spreader Joe, Michelle Obama has 22 million followers. Donald Trump has 87 million followers. Yeah, I wish it were that simple. That it just translated to how many people follow him on social media. That'd be great. Word Spinner, Biden was saluting his reflection or shadow. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. Cornelius Megaduke, on that clip of Biden in India, was he the only one that had a label on the bottle that said water?
Oh, let's
I particularly want
does
to
it
thank
say?
Prime Minister
Oh my
Modi
gosh, it
and the
does. It
Conference
says
of
water.
Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman.
It says water. I bet he's the only one.
It does.
Von der Leyen.
Go back to that and pause it if you could for a second, because
Water.
Things are so bad that they have to actually write what's in it so he knows. Yeah, that's water. It's wet, Mr. President. Don't pour it on your head. I got a note here that says not to pour this on my head, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to.
Honestly, we may be just a few months out from that bottle saying, this is water, you drink it.
Here's how. Grab it with your hand.
Okay.
Put it up to your mouth,
Okay.
Mr. President. Now, this is very, very, very important. You always have your mouth open anyway, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But open your mouth and then tip the glass slowly so that the liquid comes down into your mouth and then your throat.
I swear.
That's pretty good. We'll send an aide out. An aide's coming out to help you with that.
I got it on my face. Is that where it goes?
No, Mr. President, but we'll fix it after.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Carol Remarks tweets, Joe Biden is an embarrassment as soon as he wakes up. Yeah. And there's more from Vietnam. So let's check this out as he rambles about, as we mentioned, global warming, a John Wayne movie, and then he called on the press.
Okay.
Where everyone was preoccupied with the notion of global warming.
Oh, God.
Not a joke. Did you ever think that?
Not a joke.
And there's my brother loves having, there's famous lines from movies that he always quotes, and one of them is there's a movie about John Wayne. He's an Indian scout, and they're trying to get
Indian scout.
I think it was one of the great tribes of America back on the reservation, and he's standing with the Union. So they're all on their horses and their saddles, and there's 3 or 4 Indians in headdresses.
Indians
and
again.
The Union soldiers. The Union soldiers basically saying, the Indians, come with me, we'll take care of you, everything will be good. And the Indian looks at John Wayne and points to the Union soldier and says, he's a lion, dog-faced pony soldier. Well, there's a lot of lion, dog-faced pony soldiers out there about
way to the well.
Global warming, but not anymore. All of a sudden, they all realize it's a problem.
And the whisper.
And there's nothing like seeing the light. I
can't take it.
Let's see.
Oh, wait. Oh, now it's time
follow my orders here.
Following his orders, Pat. Calling on the press.
Following his orders.
Who do I call on? Who do I call on here?
Joe.
They killed the microphone because he's breathing into it.
Staff, if anybody haven't spoken to no, I ain't calling on you. I'm calling on, I said there are 5 questions.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Holy cow.
So they said
there's just a
these
lot
are the
there.
5 people you can call on. And when he's trying to grope around and figure out who he's supposed to call on, and the press is like, yo, I got a question. I ain't calling on you. Oh, boy.
Holy cow.
But now you know where lying dog-faced pony soldier came from. I'm so glad we got there.
Me too, because, man, have I wondered ever since he first said it. But the explanation was riveting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was riveting.
Have you also been wondering about global warming?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with global warming. I just can't get that out of my head. I'm just afraid of existential elimination every single day.
And I thought you couldn't use the word Indian to describe Native Americans.
I know.
That's what I've been conditioned to believe from the PC crowd. Guess he didn't get the memo.
And absolutely no reaction from the crowd at all.
I know, bro.
They're just confused. And what are you talking about? They don't find it funny, interesting, humorous, nothing.
Yeah. Field trip's done. Get back on the bus, back to the old folks' home, bro.
Wow. So it was so bad. He's babbling so much here that eventually they just shut his microphone off and it's over. I mean, he's in mid-thought, I guess. I mean, who knows with him? And I guess that's what they figured. Just cut him off before it gets even worse. We'll deal with the repercussions of
we
that.
talked about at the conference overall. We talked about stability. We talked about making sure that the third world, the southern hemisphere had access to changes, had access. It wasn't confrontational at all.
Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
In the middle of an answer, they shut it off. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Good night.
Crank up the piano. He's still trying to talk. Make it louder. Make the piano louder.
Everybody go home.
I've raised it with every person I've met with.
Mr. President,
Are you worried about your son
Somebody
being
pissed him off.
indicted, Mr. President?
Well, the first one wasn't about Hunter. Was the first question about Hunter? I don't think so. Roll that back about 15, 20 seconds.
I do know there was no questions about anything happening domestically. They were all...
Except for Hunter. Somebody did shout out
that's
a
what that
Hunter
was?
question.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't answer.
But before
had
that...
access to change it, had access...
So you can't use the word...
It wasn't confrontational at all.
His staff was already on high
Thank you,
alert
everybody.
because
This
he used
ends
the
the
word Indian.
press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Love the piano.
Now he's pissed.
I've raised it with every person I've met with.
Mr. President,
Are you worried about your son being indicted, Mr. President?
Yeah. Okay, the second question was definitely about Hunter. I don't know what the first one was.
It was something... He said, I've raised that with every person I've talked with here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what it was.
But who knows?
My gosh, man.
He's an angry old man.
That was the Academy Awards, like play the music.
Yeah.
Cue the commercial.
Get him off the stage. Whatever it takes.
But see, I think his staff was already on high alert over him using the word Indian. So when he dropped third world,
right. Oh my God.
They were like, okay,
he's exposing himself as the racist he is, and we worked really hard to hide that. So shut off his mic.
So how do you get that piano guy to start playing right then? That means a staffer was standing right there next to the piano and saying, okay, get ready. At any moment, I could give you the cue to start playing that thing. Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. You know they have all kinds of contingencies now because they have to. They absolutely have to.
Boy.
All right. Vladimir Putin called the U.S. dollar's drop in dominance objective and irreversible during the recent BRICS summit in South Africa. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formally agreed to use local currencies instead of the U.S. dollar. It's the first shoe to fall. So as demand for the dollar weakens, the buying power of the dollar weakens. That's why Birch Gold Group is busier than ever. Investors and savers are looking to harness the power of physical gold held in a tax-sheltered IRA. So what should you do about all this? You text the word PAT to 989898 for your free info kit on gold. Thousands of happy customers, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless 5-star reviews. You can definitely count on Birch Gold to help you navigate really tough situation right now. So they can transition an existing IRA or 401k too into an IRA in gold. So arm yourself with all the information you need on how to protect your savings. Text Pat to 98989898. Jeez, sound like Joe Biden.
Oh, no.
Text Pat to 989898 to claim your free info kit right now.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, somebody else who will be on the ballot in 2024, Nancy Pelosi. She's decided she's going to run for Congress again at the spry, tender young age of just 83 years old. Yeah. Here's a clip from a few months ago where the president was praising how Nancy handled one of the biggest challenges in our nation's history.
With Nancy leading the way, you never had to worry about whether the bill would pass. If she said she had the votes, she had the votes every time.
Every time! Ooh.
And she had the votes, so many life-changing pieces of legislation. She helped rescue the economy in the Great Depression.
What? Wait, what?
So wait, you just said she was 83.
Yeah. So she helped us get out of the Great Depression?
Bro, I don't know. I
She's
guess
older than 83 then.
I don't know how the math works.
She 183? Was there just one number missing there?
And I never realized that.
No, I didn't either.
The Great Depression ended because Nancy Pelosi got the votes. Not a joke.
Play that again. That's fascinating.
And he sucks.
Oh, I don't know what you mean, because this is brilliant.
With Nancy leading the way, you never had to worry about whether the bill would pass. She said she had the votes. She had the votes every time.
Every time. Okay.
And she had the votes, so many life-changing pieces of legislation. She helped rescue the economy in the Great Depression. Not a joke.
That's incredible.
Something else that's incredible is that said that was in May, that video. I mean, he looked so much better just a few months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about going downhill fast.
Yeah. That's why it's such a relief that he's running for office again. Because we want somebody in there who's totally incapacitated, and he may well be by the time, he would start his second term.
Right.
But that just makes it easier for Barack Obama to continue to to run the show.
Yeah. I mean, he's the indispensable man, that Joe Biden. So we can't just let him. I'm sorry. I know you want to go to Mount Vernon, Joe, but we need you here.
With Barack Obama pulling the strings, does it really matter who's in office? Even if he drops out and Kamala takes over.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Still going to be Barack Obama.
Wait a minute.
In his third term.
The way you get Barack Obama's influence out of the White House is to let Michelle win. She's not going to listen to him.
That's true.
Get out of here, Barack. I got this.
Yeah.
That might be the
I'm
only.
not sure that's terribly comforting.
No, it's not. But look, I'm trying to find a silver lining there for you.
Pelosi once addressed the Great Depression as well. Remember this?
Chairman Bernanke is probably one of the foremost authorities in America on the subject of the Great Depression. I don't know what was so great about the Depression, but that's the name they give it.
You're surrounded by imbeciles. Oh, I can't.
Not a joke.
So that doesn't.
Not a joke.
That doesn't add up. Joe gave her credit, but she doesn't even know what was so great about the Depression. But that's what they call it. We're in hell. I mean, we are in hell. It's help us.
Then we got a little guessing game for you.
Oh yeah. I wanted you to play this game.
Yeah. Guess where this video was taken.
Okay. All right. Context clues. You see anything? Oh well. Kind of missed it now. Shoot.
Okay, this is Joe Biden's America, right?
Joe Biden's America.
We're not in Vietnam or India right now.
Do you have a guess as to where this is? In America.
Is it the Chicago PD?
It is the Chicago O'Hare International Airport.
Okay.
There it is.
Look at that.
Don't mind us behind the curtain here as you walk to catch your next flight. Joe Biden's America, ladies and gentlemen. Sanctuary cities, congratulations. You got what you wanted.
He's done more to secure the border than anybody. We were just reminded of that last week by KJP. So,
are you talking about the border between that campsite and the Terminal B? Is that the border we're talking about?
Yes, that's
separated by that black curtain.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, yeah.
And
absolutely.
he secured it.
Secured it.
Yeah.
It's on lockdown at Chicago O'Hare.
Is there an estimate on how many people there are?
Let me find out.
Camping out at the airport. Jeez.
And the little kids. That's so sad.
A lot of families.
That is so sad.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get too far away from Pelosi, which I know is sad to get away from her, her running is going to stop that Scott Wiener guy who's like all about sexualizing kids and pro-trans kids. He's that state rep out there that was thinking about running.
So the alternative's even worse.
Right? I mean, thank you. I don't see how many. This story says hundreds of immigrants. I don't know, but I'm sure the people at the View, right? They would love to have some of those folks stay with them, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would.
You know, I think we need to find, and we've dealt with this before. I lived in Miami. I was an immigrant in Miami in the 80s. You'll remember when we had the Mariel boat lift. 125,000 Cubans came in a matter of 6 months. It puts tremendous stress on a city, on a community, on the social services. They need to be resettled elsewhere.
They need to be out. We're this massive country.
Well, and it's only going to get worse with global warming and climate change because people can't live in certain parts of this world.
Right. They're uninhabitable. Certain parts of this world, you can't live in them.
But don't.
Like, where?
They're upset because they have to see these illegals on the streets of New York.
Yeah.
Because now Eric Adams is saying, some of you are just going to have to live outside right now. I'm sorry. I mean, congratulations. That's your sanctuary city. And by the way, 433 immigrants there at O'Hare. But listen to the View, man. Not in my backyard. You can send them elsewhere. We got a big country. Send them somewhere else.
Yep. These spoiled, rich hags want their progressive bull crap to be enacted. But then when it is, they don't want any part of it.
Did you realize that Anna Navarro claims to be a Republican and this?
What?
But this makes sense. Worked for Jeb Bush. I only learned that this weekend.
Oh, wow.
It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yep. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Indeed. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Without you being here, there would really be no reason for us to be here. So we definitely appreciate it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Threads and everywhere else. Instagram, you name it, we're there. Speaking of which, got some tweets here. Fury and Energy tweets. I can't believe Joe mentioned nothing about the Foon stocks while in Vietnam. Have they recovered from our general ravaging of the countryside?
They had personally raped.
I don't know.
Cut off ears. Cut off heads.
Fellow soldiers.
Taped wires from portable telephones to human genitals and turned up the power. Cut off limbs. Blown up bodies, randomly shot at civilians, razed villages in a fashion reminiscent of Genghis Khan, shot cattle and dogs for fun,
just for fun,
poisoned food stocks.
There you go,
poisoned and generally ravaged the countryside of South Vietnam.
Incredible, and of course untrue. Saving History tweets, the problem is Biden doesn't know numbers. He thinks that 300 million barrels is 30 billion trillion. So we have plenty. That might be the problem. Holy smokes, since global climate, cooling, warming, changing is going to be the end of the world, can someone ask the president what repercussions will countries who don't follow the climate commie policies face? Yeah, none. Yeah, none. Zero.
These are just meant to restrict us in America.
Yeah, just take our freedom away and bankrupt this country. Holy smokes. Tweets since global... Oh, I already did that one. Sasquatch Cougar fan, which, by the way, another happy fan over the weekend. BYU beat Southern Utah 41-16. Got things going a little bit offensively this time.
That's good.
Big game next. Next up, Arkansas in Fayetteville. So, yeah. Who's next for the Huskers after they lost to Colorado, sadly?
Oh, gosh. I think it's, oh, man. Louisiana Tech's the following week.
Louisiana, okay.
Yeah.
You got to believe that's a win, right?
Yes, sure.
You hope.
Sure you do. We got Northern Illinois. That's right.
But from Sasquatch Cougar fan, Joe goes from creepy whisper to angry, crotchety man faster than he tells a story about his lying dog-face pony soldier life. From Just Me, it's probably a good thing that Biden isn't going to any 9/11 memorials today because he would somehow make it about him.
So true.
Say something wildly inappropriate, like, not a joke. Or worse, like the jump thing. Don't jump.
Oh, God.
Joe Biden's a complete moron. God. Now, that's according to Just Me, that he's a complete moron. I didn't say that.
Because, wait, you just said it's just you.
Too much. No, that's the Twitter handle that
Yeah, but you
using.
said Just Me.
Right.
Right. So who's on first?
This isn't going well, is it?
Who's on first?
Kyle R. tweets, the piano should have started playing the theme song from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Except Fred made way more sense than incoherent Joe. Yeah. Yes, sir. Speaking of Biden, on Friday, Fox was interviewing people at a restaurant in Iowa. Okay. And they came across this 80-year-old woman and asked her, here's what Ainsley asked. This is great stuff right here. This is phenomenal.
Issues are concerning you. Is it the economy?
Actually, no. For me, I said one of the things that bothers me is I'm 5 days younger than the president. And I said, I gimp. My walk is a gimp. I
gimps.
Forget things once in a while.
Right.
But I feel that he has been put out before people and being made fun of it all the time. And I would hope to think that my family would not do that to me.
Yeah, well, if you're not running for president, we wouldn't do that to you. I don't know about your family because I don't know your family, but just don't run for president, and you won't have to worry about it. Yep. Okay? Yeah. Part of the reason, the whole reason people are, worried about his mental capacity is because he's president of the United States, and we just as soon have somebody with all their faculties, in that office.
Man, when did
I'm a little picky.
I was gonna say,
I know. Yeah, I know.
When did that become your criteria?
I know. I hate to split hairs and nitpick, but that's just where I am, Keith. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I think that's about
and I feel that
all she had.
Jill Biden should be
in a nursing
put up to pasture.
Feel very badly for what she's doing.
Oh, Jill, yeah.
Wow. Who do you?
Yeah, Jill Biden. So thank you for noticing that. Hardly anybody makes that connection. Jill is one of the driving forces behind the elder abuse there.
She likes having a personal chef.
Yeah,
you want to give that up.
Yeah, she does. You just hope that their personal chef won't make this, that he won't have the same fate that happened to the Obama's personal chef.
It just depends on if they got dirt on them or not.
Right. Well, and it depends on who's paddleboarding with them. I mean, maybe you're better off paddleboarding alone than with a former president's family. I don't know. Something weird happened there.
We ever going to find out the whole story there?
No.
Okay.
Well, she's starting to look fat.
Wait a minute. Chris, did you say that out loud in your outdoor voice?
I did.
Are you talking about?
Oh, no, don't.
One of the daughters starting to look fat.
No.
Come on now.
No. Honey, no. Don't fat shame.
All right,
or pregnancy shame. Either one.
Oh my gosh.
Boy.
Okay.
Would that be weird though if she did turn up with child? That would be strange.
Well, we already know
it would just fan the flames.
That Barack doesn't want his daughters being punished with a baby.
We do know that. So I'm sure she won't be. So we played a few minutes ago the clip from The View. They don't like illegals coming to America.
That's sad. Be more welcoming, It's a city that's too big to hate. Well, no, that's Atlanta's stupid slogan.
And you know who else doesn't like it? Is the group Latinos for Trump.
Yeah.
Huh. So...
Oh, they made a song. Look at this.
I love my country, cause I'm blessed with my freedom. Ukraine got rich, but Hawaii really needs us. Got a devil in the White House, but this country needs Jesus. One nation under God divided, black, white, and brown united. Mandates no complying, they done woke a giant.
They done woke a giant.
If the pandemic's real, two-tier justice system, political prosecution's real. They'll take our phones down, label it false information, exposing their agenda. This is what they afraid of. My president got a mugshot, red wave cell block, red, white, and blue, the national anthem made for Jill Scott. Back when I had an Obama phone, but Trump gave us the opportunity to earn it on our own.
I love my country, cause it gave me freedom. Either we take the power back, or we'll never be free again. American baby, American race, land of the free, home of the brave. Democrat party gon' make you a slave. 9 to 5, minimum wage. Why can't we come together and make a change? It's time to unite and make a change.
Dear Democrat Party, if you believe that black and brown people can't make it without extra help from the government, maybe it's you that's racist.
Nice!
It's time to unite.
Nice.
White, black, brown. Trump Latinos.
How about that?
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
It's catchy, too.
It is catchy. I mean, I'm not a big rap aficionado, but is that decent rap?
That's reggaeton?
Seemed like it was...
That's not rap? Reggaeton.
That's not... It's what?
Reggaeton.
Okay.
No,
and
now
what
say-
is
now say-
reggaeton?
It's
What's
Puerto Rican rap.
Yeah, say it in English.
Puerto Rican rap.
Puerto Rican rap.
Yeah, reggaeton.
Huh. So
Okay.
wait, you don't have a Puerto Rican rap playlist on Spotify?
I do, but it's called reggaeton.
No, I'm asking Pat. I mean, clearly he does.
Oh, I thought you were asking Chris because obviously I do.
Yeah, Pat
I mean,
does.
that goes
Yeah.
without saying. I can't
Did you hear him
believe-
every time he comes into the studios? The
singing
walls
some-
are shaking because reggaeton is playing behind him.
Reggaeton is playing. Yeah, that's why.
That's what that is? It's
why.
Reggaeton?
Yeah, you guys are nailing it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm offended because it's Latinx, not Latinos.
Ugh,
So
then be offended. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something's happening with Biden and minorities, Biden and even Democrats. I mean, there is some momentum here to people being done with this guy.
Yep.
CBS News YouGov conducted a survey that found 77% of respondents agree there ought to be age limits. Now, that's not brought about by air. I mean, there's a reason for this, and it's because of Biden, of Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein. All those people are compromised.
Mitch McConnell.
And Mitch McConnell, thank you. So within that group of 77% thinking there should be an age limit, what is the age limit that they propose? And most people said 70. That's, of course, 10 years younger than Joe Biden currently is. Second most popular age limit was 60. Yeah, it seems a little bit out there.
That's too soon.
Yeah, that's too soon. But you know what? If you can pass a competency test when you're 70, then, go for it. Right? I mean, there has to be something done, though. If not an age limit, then certainly a test of some kind to make sure you're all there, that you still have your mental acuity. Because if you don't, you shouldn't be serving in office. So the far left Democrat governor of New Mexico is Michelle Lujan Grisham. So Governor Grisham signed an emergency order taking away the Second Amendment freedom for lawful gun owners in Albuquerque because she's tired of crime.
Oh, it's not good.
Well, if you're tired of crime, then you can do anything you want.
Anything you
that's
want.
unconstitutional. We don't mind. I mean, if you're tired of it, there's that clause in the Constitution that says these things are all valid unless you're tired of some of them.
Oh, yeah, I know that. It's the tired of it clause.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's right under the good and plenty clause. So, look for it.
Yeah,
look for
tired
it.
of it
And then
clause.
it'll all make sense to you.
Yeah, I think Hamilton really wrote a lot about that.
He did.
Argued for it in the Federalist Papers.
He did.
The tired of it
I think
clause.
that's Federalist number 53.6. So it's right there between 53 and 54. Yeah.
And that was weird because we never talk about this. Why he didn't just call it like 53B or 53.5? I don't. Yeah. Have we ever concluded?
Strange. No, we've never figured out why.
It's a 0.6?
No, we don't know why.
Ask Nancy. She knows.
Yeah. Okay.
So here is New Mexico Governor Grisham trying to justify the emergency order.
On any street corner in too many cities in New Mexico, there is someone with a gun sticking out of their waist or their belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, if you're a young person, you're not allowed to have a handgun.
Well, it's a crime already.
I got it, but we won't be able to arrest all of them. So imagine, just in a perfect world.
Oh gosh.
If this was upheld, it gives all of these police officers the ability to focus on the real criminals.
Oh.
Last follow-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But your point is valid.
You took an oath to
It
the
is.
Constitution. Isn't it unconstitutional to say
Yes.
you cannot exercise your carry license?
Yes.
With one exception.
Uh-huh.
And that is
What?
if there's an emergency, and I've declared an emergency for a temporary amount of time, I can invoke additional powers. No constitutional right, in my view, including my oath, is intended to be absolute. There are restrictions on free speech. There are restrictions on my freedoms.
See, she got to the. She's leaning on the tired of it clause.
Mm-hmm.
For this is what's happening.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good tweet from fake Tyler Morgan, who listens to the program. She played the no right is absolute card. So does that mean there are times where we can be forced to testify against ourselves? We can receive cruel or unusual punishment? Cops can barge in and search and seize property without cause?
Yeah.
Because no right's absolute, according to the New Mexico governor.
Especially if you're tired of it. If you're tired of that right, then you can violate the Constitution. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Thank good. I mean, that tired of it clause really comes in handy when you need it to if you're a politician.
Yeah, it does. And I love how she pointed out the reasoning for this is because in Mexico, you see that these thugs hanging out on street
in
corners
Albuquerque
with guns.
Yeah.
No, she said it was in Mexico.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
And so that brings up a key point to me that I think we should base all of our laws here in the U.S.
Okay.
on what other countries are doing.
Oh, it wouldn't be the
and
first
what
time.
happens in other countries.
I mean, this is such an overreach, and everyone realizes it. You've got
it's insanity.
You've got the police chief in Albuquerque saying they're not going to enforce this. You've got the guy who runs the county police. They're saying, I think we're going to have some legal issues. Yeah, you think? If they try to enforce this. Even David Hogg, who famously is against gun rights, tweeted out
from the Parkland school shooting.
That's that David Hogg. Wait, hold on.
Wow.
This David Hogg right here.
Yeah.
Quote, I support gun safety, but there is no such thing as a state public health emergency exception to the U.S. Constitution. I don't know. I don't know who hacked dude's Twitter account.
Because he's never made sense before.
Right.
Ever in his life.
Very strange.
He's never said anything that's remotely intelligent.
Yeah. And then you got Democrat Congressman Ted Lieu coming out and saying virtually the same thing that David Hogg did. I don't know who copied and pasted who.
Wow.
But they've already had a big protest. I don't know how many people showed up to it, but already they've been protesting it in New Mexico this weekend. So that was
as
good
well.
to see.
They should.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile, because for 10 years, Patriot Mobile's been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And when I say only, I mean it. They are really, it's not a joke. I'm not joking. It's not a joke. They're the only one. Glenn and the team have been great supporters of the show. So that's one of the reasons that I'm proud to partner with them. They were one of the first companies, maybe the first, to start doing this, where, they don't care just about making money. They want to make a difference. They want the world to make sense, and they're helping that come to fruition. They offer dependable nationwide coverage, so you don't have to compromise anything to satisfy working with a company who who shares your values. You still can access all 3 major networks, which means you get the same coverage you've been used to without funding the left. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOTS, the number to call. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. You can keep your phone number, you can keep your phone, or you can change it all too. Whichever you want to do, they make it really easy with their 100% U.S.-based customer service team. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back after this.
We went a little long on that segment, so we'll get back to the governor of New Mexico taking away constitutional rights in a minute.
She likes that stuff.
It's crazy. I guess we were so focused on other extremists that she kind of went under the radar, but she's a nightmare. She is a nightmare. There are some really bad governors in this country, and she's definitely, I don't know, top 3 worst, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I think right in there somewhere.
With Whitmer and Newsom.
Yeah. Whitmer, Newsom. Whitmer, Newsom. And
we got there.
And Grisham. So the 3 of them make a really good trio. But we wanted to share this with you. Recently, the MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell, had to give a deposition as it related to accusations of the voter fraud thing. This is just so amazing to me. I mean, it's not like they stood at the polling booths with weapons and threatened people to go in there and vote for anybody. I mean, they're expressing their patriotic right to free speech. They think the thing was rigged. You can think what you want about that, but they have the right to say it. But I guess not. I guess only Hillary Clinton can. Well, and Stacey Abrams and every other freaking Democrat who's ever spoken about an election they lost. But here's one particular moment that's been released showing Mike Lindell sparring with an attorney who was questioning him.
Okay, and I'm not asking about the lumpy pillow calls.
No, they're not lumpy pillows. That's not what they call on. Okay? When you say lumpy pillows, now you're an ass. You got that? You're an ass. Is what you are. He's an ass. He's an ambulance chasing ass. That's what you are. Lumpy pillows, kiss my ass. Put that in your book. No, they answer anything, any problem customer that wants to reach Mike Lindell. Those are the ones. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. They send them to here and they go, or they call about maybe they didn't get their pillow on time because of the FedEx or whatever. Well, we'll cover them even though it could be somebody else's fault. Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow. But good one, though.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
What I'm saying...
Obviously, you don't have a My Pillow, too. You don't, do you?
What I'm saying is, Mr. Lindell...
Ass. What? Go ahead. No, I'm pissed.
I understand.
Yeah, go. When you're saying what?
That's passion for a pillow right there. I mean, he believes in his product.
Yeah, he does.
Wow, how great was that?
Real great.
I mean,
really.
And we were just talking about David Hogg. I mean, like he was supposed to have a pillow company to take down Mike Lindell's empire.
He quickly gave up that ambition, didn't he?
He realized that hard work is something he's not, as a liberal Democrat, used to. And
I don't want to do this. I just wanted to insult the guy. I don't really want to do this.
I have a My Pillow, and it's the best pillow ever.
Oh yeah,
so you have My Pillow 2.0.
Yes, I do. Okay. So no more lumpy pillows for me.
Lumpy pillows.
So don't call it lumpy.
No, I was offended.
Don't you dare call it lumpy.
What was so great about that? I think the attorney was very likely an a-hole.
Oh, yeah.
But he was just trying to make a point of, like, when people call you, if they have a complaint about one of your products or whatever, and he just threw out the lumpy pillow thing, And Mike Lindell said, oh, hell no. I don't care if that's just an example, bro. We're going to throw down right now. That was good stuff.
And he did. Mm-hmm. Which kind of shows you why he and Trump get along so well together. They're similar in that way. They don't take a lot of
Can
crap.
you imagine that commercial where the couple opens up their medicine cabinet?
Yes. Yeah.
If he was on the other side of that yelling at them about lumpy pillows, it's like, it's not my fault you're not sleeping well. Check your mattress, lumpy pillow. Anyway, I love it.
Yeah.
Makes me want to go and get my pillow, actually.
It
Shows
does.
how much he believes in it.
It does. Yeah. All right. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Did you see that the White House will not agree to decoupling Ukrainian aid, the aid we're sending to Ukraine?
Yep.
They won't decouple that from the Florida-Hawaii aid.
It's evil. It's evil.
That's unbelievable. During Wednesday's White House press conference briefing, KJP was asked if disaster relief funds should be decoupled. Look, we see them both as incredibly important. I just laid out at the top what we saw happen in Ukraine. 16 civilians died. We are going to see the president go to the G20 talking about our commitment for Ukraine and making sure that the people of Ukraine who are bravely fighting for their sovereignty, for their democracy, has what they need to fight against Russia's aggression. That has nothing to do with what you're being asked. That's fine. Let them do that. I support them doing that. That doesn't mean that we're as committed to helping their infrastructure get back on its feet as helping Florida and Hawaii, 2 U.S. states, get back on their feet. And that's what they're going to keep doing. They're going to jam them both together in the same bill. And then when Republicans vote against it, they're going to say, see, they don't want to help Florida. They don't want to help Hawaii. They're haters is what they are. The Republicans are haters.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Couple of tweets. September imbruliarchy. That's good.
Yeah, it is.
That's good. That's reference to this.
Come September.
All right, so that's Natalie Imbruglia with the song September. See what they did there. If there are bad guys, take the guns from the good guys. It's foolproof. There you go. Captain Sham, the tired of it clause includes because I said so.
Oh. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah. You don't need a reason, except it's because I said so. It's one of the great comebacks of all time, frankly. All right, we were talking about New Mexico Governor Grisham and her latest thing on gun control. What part of shall not be infringed do you not understand?
Yeah.
But here's a flashback to July of 2020, just to show you, some background information on this fantastic governor. Here's what she said back in 2020.
We are breaking ranks. I've got elected leaders who were posting that face mask wearing is a way to control or manipulate individuals in our state. I need folks to not do that. The president, far too long, didn't meet his responsibility by talking about face coverings. Well, he is now. I need you to double down on rejecting non-science-based myths that are going on around our state. Reject it. Wear your mask. I need you to stop traveling. For the New Mexicans who are traveling out of state unnecessarily, stop doing that. I think you've got a couple of photos. I want to show folks what these are from today. Do we have those up?
Please. Let's see it.
Yes. All right. These are 2 photos.
Okay. 2 photos.
Now, the first one on the top is Taos, and this is around the plaza. So these are people outside.
This woman is insane.
Wearing masks. You can see that, frankly, as far as you can see in that photo, people are wearing masks.
Oh, my gosh.
So comply.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just comply. That's all you have to do. Sheep and little lambs.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It really isn't. Just do what we say, not as we do. What do you want to bet she went around naked-faced the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
So insane, this whole masking thing. And then she has the gall, the giblets to say that you got to follow the science. Well, the science has always said these masks are meaningless. They don't work at all. But then she, they don't care. They don't let facts get in the way of their rhetoric and their agenda at all. She also warned New Mexicans about traveling, too.
But New Mexicans are traveling.
Oh, no.
Out of state.
Damn it.
They are not adhering to a 14-day quarantine, and you're not supposed to be going out. Why are you going out of state?
Who cares?
Vacations, family gatherings, unnecessary, unrequired business travel.
It's none of your business.
I can see you at the airports.
Good for you.
I can see it on Facebook.
Good.
Our modelers and folks who look at that aggregate data, we know about it, and we can see it now showing up in contact tracing. You are taking that virus to other places. You are bringing that virus back.
You're welcome. It's a souvenir. That's what we call it.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's another clip that we don't have here.
That's chilling.
Yeah, she's talking about like law enforcement. I see when you post and you're not enforcing. And I mean, I was looking up. So New Mexico had a chance to get rid of her in 2022. Oh, she won, obviously. 52-46 there.
Oh, jeez.
But it's like you have a chance to get rid of these little dictators.
Tyrants.
Yeah. And I heard something recently where, like, I don't know how they decided on this definition, but of the 8 worst governors during COVID, as far as overreaching mandates, unconstitutionality, 7 of the 8 were reelected. So congratulations. You had a chance to get rid of these little dictators around the nation, and in most cases you did not.
Yeah.
But I have seen, though, this is a very partial list. This is just from what I've seen, just being on social media. Declarative statements from places like the Texas governor, South Carolina, Montana, Florida, and South Dakota, all saying no vax mandates, no mask mandates, nothing like that is going to happen in our state. And they've all signed different orders making sure that if this stuff comes back around, those states at least are, until you get a new governor. If these aren't laws and they're just executive orders, then careful. Those only last as long as that particular leader does.
Man. Yep. I mean, politicians love inventing new power for themselves. And they loved it during the COVID era. And and we shouldn't be surprised if and when they try to bring those mandates back. Both the vaccine mandate, which they're coming up with a new one for a new variant.
Just in time.
Middle of this month. Well, we're almost there.
Yeah.
So, man, I hope they get that out to market as quickly as possible. It should be about any day now.
So is it too early, much like concert tickets, to line up in front of a Walgreens?
No, you can
right
start lining up. Yeah,
Camp
absolutely.
Out
I
stuff,
would.
Like if it was a Star Wars flick.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
My word. We are dumb.
Just unbelievable.
I bet some people have that mindset, like just waiting for, please, when is it ready?
Yep. Well, do you remember the celebrations when people got it? I mean, it was like, yeah! It's like their team just won the Super Bowl. I got the injection! I'm so excited!
I can live again.
Now I'm magnetic, and I have blood clots.
Hold on, what?
And for some reason, I got this cardiac problem. What a weird coincidence.
So wait,
I'm bleeding from my eyes and my ears right now. I love it. It's so great. You should do it too. In fact, you must do it to protect others. Democrat Senator Jeanne Shaheen was asked on Friday if federal mask mandates should return.
With the rising number of COVID cases, would you ever be in support of another federal mask mandate?
I'm not going to suppose what may happen. I think we've got to look at circumstances on the ground.
Think masks work?
They work sometimes. Sometimes they don't.
No.
Yeah, even Anthony Fauci's still out there. Why is he still talking?
I don't know.
Like, bro, I would take the money and run. You got the biggest retirement package ever.
Yeah.
Just
keep your mouth shut and just go away. It'd be really nice.
Little tyrant.
Democrat Senator Sheldon Whitehouse was also asked about a possible federal mask mandate returning.
If COVID cases continue to rise nationwide, would you support a federal mask mandate again?
I think that would depend on the lethality of COVID. If hundreds of thousands of people are dying, the government response is a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, even if people are dying by the thousands, the masks still don't work. They don't do anything. We showed you that graphic last week of how small the virus is, and it can easily fit through the little holes in your mask. It just doesn't do anything. You might as well wear a chain link fence on your face. See how that works.
Some people do. They're called the New York Fashion Week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they're a step ahead of everybody else then. By the way, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust real quick. When it comes to buying and selling homes in this housing market, it's absolutely crucial that you have the best agent you can get your hands on. In fact, I wouldn't put your hands on your agent. Just let that be a figure of speech, okay? Because you never know. Glenn started this company a few years ago because he dealt with all the hassles that come with buying and selling homes, and that's why he made sure to put this network together. We have only the best agents to serve you, those who are committed to working hard and bring you the best possible results. Get the most money for your home or the most home for your money. And if you're doing both, it's really important if you're relocating to have a great agent to give you advice all along the way. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. It's a free service to you. You don't pay us a dime for it. We'll just hook you up with the best, and then you go from there. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Speaking of the mandate madness, one of the most paranoid people in the country who's been berating people about masks and vaccines for years just admitted on his show how obsessed he is with this whole thing. Howard Stern, shock jock Howard Stern,
every story
has been, I guess, he just came out. We had this story a while ago. He just emerged from his home to go to a restaurant for the first time in 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, it was
in 3 years.
Pathetic.
That was when, June or I don't know, May or June.
Summer.
It was fairly recently. Well, now he's all paranoid about it again because supposedly the numbers are going sky high. We've shown you the graphic. Yeah, show the graphic again one more time because it's really helpful to see the Mount Everest spike that has occurred.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I just happened to
you have it?
To look this up myself. So this is zoomed in to January of 2022. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how crazy it was right there.
I think that's when I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So the spike. Can you see the?
Look at that.
See how this is not the spike.
Any Americans are alive.
That's not the spike.
Oh.
No, the spike.
That's not the spike?
The spike is that little nub right there. I swear. These people are insane. I can't get it. I can't even zoom it in even any further. It's just like a little deek.
And do you remember where the graphic came from?
This is was
it the CDC?
Yeah, whoever Google pulls the data from.
Okay.
Hang on. I'll scroll down.
Great.
Get a little thing in here. Anyway, I think that you're right. I think this comes from the CDC. Yeah.
So
there you go.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
That's you're talking about Howard Stern, man. He is.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He is certifiable.
And on his show last week, he said, I guess his wife and he got into a fight over it.
Mm-hmm.
He said Beth has a bunch of plans. That's his wife. She has a wedding shower to go to and lunch to go to with a friend and a dinner and a blah, 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 blah. So, we're really making an effort. We go out to restaurants, which is a new thing because they weren't for 3 years. We went to the Ed Sheeran concert. We've really been out there. I haven't gotten COVID. And I'm like, you know what? If I get it, I get it. Then all of a sudden, they announce there's a new strain of COVID, and it's on the rise. And people are being hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go back down into lockdown.
Oh, shut up, bro.
And I'm like, you mean I'm just emerging and now I'm going back into the lockdown? He went on to talk about his fear of COVID, and he's overly cautious and admits that. But his wife doesn't feel the same way, so she, there she is right there.
Uh-huh.
She wants to get out and socialize with people.
He said the argument is like this, quote, she goes, "That's what you do. Every time I say I'm going to do something, you bring up COVID."
Yeah.
And then Howard Stern's like, "I'm just telling you, I'm scared. Am I wrong?"
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You're wrong.
I'm just expressing my fear to you, and I'm scared. And he also said that he says, COVID makes me nervous. I'm neurotic. Listen, I have a lot of issues. I'm a neurotic. Yeah, well, there you go.
That's interesting. The way he attacked competition on the radio when he'd move into a new market, and he'd call them sissies and worse. And for Mark and Brian in Los Angeles, I believe he labeled them a very strong name that you just can't say anymore. Wow. But he's the one who's acting like this, and now it's perfectly fine. Okay, whatever. That works.
He's weird.
Whatever blows your dress up, that's fine.
And it's okay if you wear a dress because it's 2023.
Exactly right. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what? Gender is it's a construct.
Is it?
It's an artificial construct.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, Republicans are trying to find a new term for pro-life to stave off more election losses.
This is interesting, right?
Because we said you're pro-life, you're going to lose an election? That's weird. Republican strategists are exploring a shift away from pro-life messaging on abortion after consistent election day losses for the GOP when reproductive rights were on the ballot.
Yeah, they think that that's what caused them issues in 2022, for sure.
So what are you going to say instead?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're workshopping right now. Isn't this going to be fun?
Had a closed-door meeting with Senate Republicans. The head of a super PAC closely aligned with the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
He's still there, huh? Wait, where'd he go? Mitch, can you repeat? Can you ask the question louder? I bet that'll help. Ask it louder. Senator, you need are you dehydrated? You want some water? Here, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Here, I got some leave-ins in that bottle of water right there. I just tossed to you. Get some hydration going, sir. Tell you what, repeat the question louder. Oh, I swear.
What's the rest of this story? Yeah, good question. We shouldn't make fun. But the reason...
No, we should, because he's refusing to give up a public office. When you're a servant of the people...
He's forced us to.
We can hold you to whatever standard we feel like it, man.
Right.
And if you're going to stare off into Never Never Land for half a minute every time you do give a press conference, damn right we'll hold him to a higher standard.
And this is not about other people who may have similar problems.
Right.
This is about the most powerful Republican in the Senate. We can't do this. We can't be doing this all the time. Anyway, they had a closed-door meeting with McConnell and presented poll results that suggested voters are reacting differently to commonly used terms like pro-life and pro-choice in the wake of the Supreme Court decision. NBC News has not independently reviewed this, but it was made available to senators last Wednesday by former McConnell aide Stephen Law, showed that pro-life no longer resonated with voters. What? What intrigued me the most about the results was that pro-choice and pro-life means something different now. That people see being pro-life as being against all abortions at all levels. So, we are. It's not like I think murder is okay once in a while, or sometimes.
Sometimes you're good with it.
If you really get pissed at somebody, okay. I wouldn't kill them myself, but I'm not going to take away your right to kill them.
Right, because again, we've talked about this today. You're just leaning on the tired of it clause, which gives you the right to go and kill people that you're tired of.
Right. exactly right.
It's amazing that Jeffy's still alive.
So who am I to say you can't do that? Who am I?
Right.
I'm nobody to say that.
Nobody to say that.
So,
sir.
Murder sometimes is acceptable. Sometimes. Yeah. Once in a while. I mean, not in every case, obviously. But there are occasions where you think, yeah, well, you know what? I'm tired of them. And that's when you can. Senator Josh Hawley said the polling made it clear to him that more specificity is needed. I love that word for some reason. Specificity.
Yeah.
We don't use it enough in our society. But more of that is needed in talking about abortion. Many voters think pro-life means you're for no exceptions in favor of abortion ever, ever, ever. And pro-choice can now mean any number of things. So the conversation was mostly oriented around how voters think of those labels, that they've shifted. So if you're going to talk about this issue, you need to be specific. You can't assume that everybody knows what it means, because they probably don't.
Okay.
So pro-life, that's a tough one to figure out. What could that possibly mean?
But I thought I thought we already had terms, because you always hear the phrase like exception for the life of the mother, or you know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Like, good luck though packaging that in a tighter format. I'm interested to see which way they're going to steer the language battle here.
Right. I mean, what would you say instead? It doesn't. We've allowed them to control the language for so long that, I mean, we should have thought of things. If pro-life is not a good message, I'm sorry, they win.
Maybe you just, instead of trying to point out your pro-life message, maybe we spend more time pointing out the demons that are on the other side. We've got this clip 23. This is abortion providers. I don't know how good this audio is going to end up translating on TV here, but this is a group of abortion providers, and they're having a presentation, and they're talking about some of their experiences in performing abortions and some of the, what we would call, because we're normal people, the horrors that are experienced. They're just laughing it up here.
You can't ignore the fetus, right? Because the fetus is your marker of how good job you did, right? If you don't account for all the parts and you don't look carefully, you may be setting someone up for infection or hemorrhage or whatever. The fetus matters clinically to us. Not to mention that women know what's in there.
Women know what's in there.
Over 60% of women are already mothers, and the remainder want to be mothers. They're not stupid. They know what's in there.
A baby.
So the idea, I actually think we should be less about denying the reality of those images, more about acknowledging that, yeah, that's kind of true. So given that we actually see the fetus the same way, and given that we might actually both agree that there's violence in here, ask me why
They agree that it's violence.
Let's just give them all the violence. It's a person it's killing. Let's just give them all the violence. It's a person it's killing. Let's just give them all that.
Let's just give them all that.
Someone started to talk about her feelings about doing second trimester abortions. And it just spontaneously went into this very, very intense dimension of our work, of the feelings of revulsion, etc. And I decided, unprepared as I am, to read some of those comments to you. One of them said, "I don't like saying I'm dismembering a fetus. It makes me feel bad."
Okay.
Another, "An eyeball just fell down into my lap, and that is gross." And an eyeball just fell down into my lap, and that is gross. And
they laugh. They
I'm
laugh
saying to
about
myself, this abortion is going well, and it's going safely, so
Gosh. That's evil.
Another comment. My coping mechanism is to focus on the baby fetus. Reverence for something that was once alive and now it's not.
They know what they're doing.
Wow.
An eyeball
And
just
they're
fell into my
talking
lap.
about admitting what they're doing, the violence of it.
Yep.
And you are taking a life. And if an eyeball just fell into your lap, what does that say?
Time to laugh?
That says that you're killing somebody.
And then she says, like, hey, the abortion, this process is going well. Maybe not for the baby, but for me. So
And
I'm
they all
fine.
laugh. They laugh at that. That's just flat out evil.
So, Josh Hawley and Senate Republicans.
How about instead of us saying we're pro-life, we call them pro-death?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way we should go. The pro-death people don't want the death to be avoided at any stage of the pregnancy. And by the way, why aren't reporters asking left-wing douchebags, hey, when is keeping the baby alive acceptable? Is it at 25 weeks? Is it at 30? Is it the day of? Or do you believe that it should go right up until the baby is starting to be born and then you can still abort it?
Yeah, make the left defend their position
and
on
they're
this.
never asked to do that. I think then you'd find out that the American people are not as extreme as the Democrats on this issue. Even Democrats, most of them, who aren't in office, aren't okay with partial birth abortion. All right, we've got overtime coming up, and then we'll be back here tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.